Hey, hey, hey! Hey! This is Missy and welcome to my podcast. And tonight, it's my second episode and we're going to talk about you're nothing but a second rate, trying hard, copycat. So ayan, ang second topic natin for tonight is from the most iconic line delivered by actress Miss Cherry Hill in 1985 from the movie Bituing Walang Ningning. So ayan, ang topic natin ngayong gabi is the thing with copycats. So how can we deal about copycats? How can we overcome this? And how can we be still me, still you, still us in a copycat culture? It is a compliment or it is like thievery. They say that imitation is the best form of flattery, but at some point it may all become a bit too much. How much copying is acceptable? What happens when copying is no longer seems like a compliment? Better yet, regardless of intention, why does anyone want to copy those around them? So I am going to explain it later. How does it happen? And how can we deal about them? Bakit nga ba may mga copycat? And paano nga ba if ang copycat na ito is yung BFF mo? Yan yung pinaka-worst. Or mga schoolmate mo, kasama mo sa work, or yung mga social media friends mo na nagsustalk sa'yo, na view yung mga my day mo, yung mga post mo, o diba? Super creepy. So, I don't know if this topic could relate to any men who are listening right now, but it is applicable to them, lalo na pagdating sa negosyo. Kasi there are men na nagtotropa sa'yo, not knowing na they are getting some ideas and mga plans mo sa business mo. Correct me if I'm wrong, pero that's what I see based on what I see. So, but this topic for tonight, I would like to relate it to all the women who encountered being copied by someone. So, we're going to talk about how to deal with a friend or a person who keeps copying you. So, before we start, what is copycat? It is an obviously insecure woman, a person who constantly imitates and copy other people to the point of obsession. Maybe manifested in the style of how you dress, what you wear, your hair color, your hairstyle, your lifestyle, your speech, your interests, hobbies, at kung ano-ano pa. Usually, it forms severe jealousy and hatred for the woman that they are trying to copy. So, very creepy. Alam natin na tapos na yung Halloween, pero this really creeps me out. So, how to deal with this someone? We all know it's really awkward, but how can we get through this if your BFF is copying you? So, it's a classic bad horror movie. You make a new BFF who seems amazing at first. Slowly, you notice she may wear the same shirt as you do and bought the same perfume as you do. It escalates until she's copied your entire wardrobe and every other notable aspects of your personality, all because she wants to kill you and steal your perfect life. Grabe si sis! Grabe talaga. But in reality, the reasons of your close friend jacking your style are probably a little less sinister. It takes work to find your style or hone your personality and refine your social media persona. Sometimes, people can view it as just easier to mimic someone else, while it can be anywhere from annoying to concerning when your BFF totally absorbs your personality. There are ways to handle this without making them the villain of your life. So here are the 4 steps you can take if you have a BFF copycat. First, be honest with yourself. Are you copying them too? So be honest to yourself. Are you a copycat yourself too? Kinokopya nyo din ba yung mga BFF nyo? It's natural that when 2 people hang out, they tend to subconsciously mirror each other in some ways. And from a biological point, we actually have mirror neurons that help us learn new behaviors in order to survive. Plus, if you're super both close, you could also be copying her in some small ways without realizing it too. So, ask yourself if it's a two-way street of seeing each other as a style inspo. Then that means you both admire each other and just happen to have coordinating tastes. Talaga, true ito. If may BFF ka na super close mo, like sister mo na, may mga times talaga na kahit hindi kayo nagsasalita na ganito yung suotin nyo, nagpaplano na ganito yung suotin nyo, ganon ang suotin mo, may mga times talaga na masyashock kapag nakita mo siya, oh, twinning tayo sis. So, it really happens, lalo na kapag super close kayo. There are really mirror neurons in new behaviors in order to survive. So, we never realize it na nagkokopya din pala tayo sa BFF natin. So, first, be honest with yourself. Are you copying them too? So your friend getting the same shoes as you suddenly getting into yoga after your post na master selfie isn't something to be really concerned about. So number 2, try to see if there's something you can ignore. So yes, if your friend got a similar tattoo as you suddenly shop at the same boutique you told her about a week ago, it doesn't feel great. But it also doesn't mean your friendship has to be over. If you've got a friend who loves how you look and is either less able or less confident in her ability to put a look together herself, it's worth thinking about whether you can just live with it. Weigh how troubling her copying is against all the good things she and her friendship provides you. So, totoo naman talaga. If you have nothing to deal about it, if hindi naman big deal sa'yo, so, maybe there's something you can ignore. Kahit na naiirita ka na kasi copy siya ng copy sa'yo. But if there's something that you can ignore at hindi naman big deal sa'yo, pabayaan mo na. Just live with it. So, however, in the times of social media, things can be more complicated. True. If says you're someone looking to use social media to build your brand, having someone come in and mimic to it, the point is rendering your hard work irrelevant is unsettling. In the most extreme versions, it is also a form of identity thief. If your friend is always posting identically styled photos and stealing your hashtags when they know you work hard on those pants, you have more of a right to feel angry, worried, and a little bit betrayed. Totoo naman. For we all know, yung social media talaga, toxic talaga itong social media, lalo na yung Facebook. Kasi yung Facebook, masyadong public. So, makikita mo talaga lahat ng mga issues. Pero, yung pinaka-worst doon, is makikita mo yung best friend mo or yung tao na nagkokopya sa'yo na ginagaya yung mga post mo. For example, you like photography, you keep on posting the pictures you took. Nagpo-post ka ng mga pictures na kinuha mo. So, masashock ka na lang na yung isa nagpo-post din, ginagaya ka. So, how does it feels? Ano ba mafe-feel mo? Syempre, mapipikon ka talaga. Tsaka worried ka kasi you're building your own brand. You're building your own style, and there's this someone who just come in and is easily mimic your own style. So, ano ba yung mafe-feel mo? Syempre, 'di ba ang pangit naman? Kahit naman ako, ayoko naman na may gumagaya sa akin kasi may kanya-kanya tayong style, may kanya-kanya tayong gusto na tayo lang, na ayaw natin na may kagaya tayo. Kasi pangit naman siya talaga. So, number 3. Explore little workarounds if it really bothers you. If she has a habit of asking you where you got that necklace, then goes out to buy same one, you can just say, "Oh, I forgot where I got it." Or, "It's from a ukay-ukay store." Ideally thought, you'll at least want to tell her that you are mimicking is begging you a little. That her mimicking is begging you a little. So, let her, paano mo naman siya, pakurutin mo naman yung mga salita mo na nahahalata mo na siya na ginagaya ka niya. So, or instead, you can offer her to figure out her own style or your social media persona. Let her know casually how much time and thought you put into it, and offer to give him some tips for how she can do the same. She'd like. If she feels overwhelmed by her options, you can always direct her to some Instagram style accounts that you love or general brands that you love. So let her figure out her own style. Offer help and let her figure out her identity, her social media persona. So, number 4, if all else fails, try to talk to them. Try to talk with your BFF, but in a kind way. So, if hindi mo na talaga carry at nababother ka na talaga, na ginagaya ka niya, try to talk with her, pero in a kind way. So, I really suggest that if you want to talk with your BFF, don't involve some friends in your circles na sabihan mo na, oy, ito, si ganyan. Naiirita na talaga ako kasi ginagaya niya ako palagi. Ganito, ganyan. wag naman ganun, sis. Wag mo nang ipagkalat na naiirita ka sa BFF mo dahil ginagaya ka niya. Kasi hindi mo alam yung mga pinagsabihan mo. Baka ichichismis din nila sa iba. So, maawa ka naman sa BFF mo. If you can try to talk one-on-one with her, kausapin mo na kayo lang dalawa. Wag mo nang ipagkalat na ganun. Kasi maiintindihan niya naman yan. You need to explain to her na there are things that bothers you na kailangan mo ipaliwanag sa kanya. So there are also be issues related to her na meron siyang low self-esteem or low confidence in her ability to find her own style. So, making it obvious that you all talk about it and see her as a ruthless copycat when she truly may not have fully been aware na hindi niya naman pala alam na ginagaya ka niya. It's cruel and humiliating. So, wag mo na ipagkalat. Kausapin mo na lang siya diretso. Especially when she already might feel really down on herself. Talk to her one-on-one, and the best you can do is without judgment or the worst assumption of her character. If she denies that she's copying you or she accuses you of copying her, you can say goodbye once and for all. That is not a good person to have in your life. Toxic ka, sis. Ako pala yung nagka-copy sa'yo, hindi pala ikaw yung nagka-copy sa akin. Kapala. But if she's a little embarrassed and vulnerable, you can back quote away from the time in your friendship. But hopefully, not in your matching shoes. So, if hindi mo na talaga carry, kausapin mo yung BFF mo. Pero if she denies and she accuses you that you're the one who's copying her, aba, kapal na mukha ni sis. So, why are you so obvious with me? Ganon na lang. So, there are really some ways na hindi talaga nanonotice ng mga copycat na ito na ginagaya na pala nila yung ginagaya din nila. So, there are explanations about this from psychologists explain. There are negative traits about this copycatting. And I'm going to read it to you para naman may matutunan kayo. Para naman may ma-learn kayo ngayong gabi. So psychology explain what it means when someone copies you. So there are negative traits about copying other people and why. Bakit nga ba nila ito ginagawa? So unfortunately, copying other people, copying other people can also be a very negative trait. Why imitation is balanced is a form of flattery, and mirroring can be a sign of interest, engagement, and even a desire to connect with you. Many people take it too far and become complete copycats. These negative forms of copying includes, makinig kayo ha, studying you in order to take note of all your mannerism, copying your accent or your vocabulary, adopting the same thoughtless habits like how you tap your feet, how you play with your hair, how you fiddle with your pen, and worse, flirting with your romantic partner. Creepy. mimicking the sense of your style, getting the same haircut as you, buying the same product as you, trying to break into your friend group, or befriending your friends, claiming credits for all the thing, or stealing your ideas. So not only in this type of copying are very creepy, but it is also usually insulting and can rob you any feeling of individuality that you have. You can get it in the way of your daily life and can cause a lot of unnecessary conflict. But why would someone want to do something like this? So according to psychology, there are few reasons. First, a lack of sense of self. A lack of sense of self. Someone who has a strong sense of individuality feels no need to attempt to imitate anyone else. But someone who doesn't know why they may attempt to latch on to the traits of those around them to make them feel more confident. So when you don't know who you are, it's easy to pick and choose traits from those around you. This person may consider you an ideal candidate for the person they want to be, causing them to focus on absorbing all your traits. So it's really creepy pala no na there are someone who has lack of sense of their self. That's why they tend to copy someone. They tend to imitate someone kasi they are very low in confidence, and they are trying to choose and pick someone around them na they can consider to be their model in mimicking para naman they can gain confidence of their own kasi wala nga sila, kasi they lack of sense of their self, low sila sa confidence, kaya they're looking for someone na makakopy nila. So second, envy. If a person envies your life or your success, they may believe that they have to do everything that they possibly to achieve some semblance of what you have. They may believe that the secret to your success lies in how you hold yourself, how you dress, how you speak, and the hobbies you enjoy, and they copy those aspects. Of course, this won't work. They cannot copy your life's achievement by doing exactly what you do. Your situation is unique to theirs, and this is more likely to harm them, help them, but they don't know that, so they keep on hoping. So there are really persons na envies your success, envies everyone's success, and they believe that it is very possible to them to achieve like what you achieve, and they believe that the secret to your success lies to hold on how you dress, how you speak, and those are really weird people. They really envy and they really copy. So third, insecurity and poor self-esteem. Someone who is confident and secure in themselves will never feel the need to copy others, but lack of self-esteem can intimately cause someone to try and elevate themselves by copying those they admire. So, insecurity. May mga tao talagang insecure sa same person. That's why they tend to copy someone because of that insecurity and poor self-esteem. So they have lack of sense in their self, and they're very jealous about someone. That's why they tend to copy. Mental health issues can also lead to copycat behavior, and the lack of positive thinking exhibited by those with low self-esteem often leads to depression. Totoo naman. They think so little of themselves and they want to be anyone else. So they pick you out of their choices. And it's very flattering but very troubling. So, lack of self-esteem they may also lead to depression. Siguro may mga mental health issues sila, that's why they have no sense of their self, and that's why they copy others so they can feel satisfied about it. So next is obsession. Stalkers aren't just people who are romantically or sexually interested in you, but they can be anyone who develops an obsession over you. If you have reasons to believe that someone is unhealthy and dangerous obsessed with you, speak to a law enforcement, to your lawyer, or to both. So may mga copycat talaga na obsess, and they lead them to obsessions. Talaga no, so weird. So next is dealing with unwanted copycats. How to deal with unwanted copycats? No matter what copycats' intentions are, it is perfectly valid for you to want any kind of copying action to stop. Even less copying can become more exhausting for you. Luckily, there are some ways that you may be able to stop this behavior from others. So here's the step on how you can stop this behavior to others. So announce big ideas to everyone. Worried that a copycat will try to take credit for a new venture of yours? Keep it quiet until you're ready to begin to work it out. Then announce it hugely to everyone you know. This means that the copycat will no longer able to easily imitate your action, as everyone knows you thought of it first. So yan. If you want to avoid some copycats, yung hindi ka gusto na kokopyahin ka, you must keep it to yourself muna. Or your proposal mo sa work, keep it to yourself. And then announce big ideas to everyone para hindi na siya makakopy sa'yo. So second, talk to a copycat. So talk to a copycat, just like what I said kanina. Talk to that someone, but in a kind way. It's an awkward conversation to have, but if you think this copycat isn't very malicious, sit down and talk to them directly. Tell them that you've noticed some similarities between you and ask them if everything is alright or if this was their intention. It's uncomfortable, but once a copycat knows that you are onto them, they'll be least to continue their behavior. Plus, if someone cases, they may not have even noticed that they were doing it. So always remember that communication is the key. So go into the conversation with that person in a positive thinking and sort it out. So ayan. So compliment unique things about the copycat. Next, compliment unique things about the copycat. A copycat who is insecure believes they must copy others to be worthy of good things. So talk to your copycat and compliment something unique about them. Grabe naman, no? Pagats-gats na talaga ito. So in this way, help them give the ego boost they need to work on being their own person instead of copying you. Tell them you like their personality sense of style. Tell them you're impressed with one of their personality traits. Impress how you look to them for certain aspects of their life, and the possibilities are endless. So compliment unique things about copycat. Oo naman, wag ka nang makipagplastikan. Diretsuhin mo na siya na you like some of her personally sense of style. Sabihin mo sa kanya na nai-impress ka sa kanya. To stop the thing of copying you. So keep calm. It's easy to be calm with a copycat friend, But learn to pick your battles. Hold your tongue and don't lose your temper at them. O naman, be kind. Yes, they might deserve it, but you're not going to wind up gaining your identity back for doing this. They might even be able to make you look like the bad guy in the situation. After all, they could say that they just admire you. You yelled at them in response, or maybe they'll deny that they copied you at all the paint you to be being you. Be careful with your temper and learn when it's best or to just walk away. So, cut off those who you can cut off. So, you can't always cut off toxic copycats. But for those who you can, go ahead and do so. It's alright to be end in this kind of relationship with someone due to their toxic behavior. You are in the right lane, so do what you want to do. Let them down gently and move on. So, final thoughts on how it means when someone copies you. So, copying doesn't have to be a bad thing. It can be sweet and thoughtful. It can be interesting and flattering. It can be friendly and bond building. But it can also be harmful, patronizing, and very uncomfortable. But don't be afraid to stand up for yourself when copying behavior occurs. You have the right to your individuality, and it's okay to tell someone that you are unreachable on it. At the same time, be aware that it's a free world and that some people aren't going to change. You just have to make peace with yourself and continue barely being who you are. So ayan, it's a free world and wala tayong magagawa. But you can be who you are. Stand up bravely for being who you are. Bahala na yung mga tao dyan. Bahala na sila dyan. Huwag mo na silang pansinin. If hindi naman big deal sa'yo na ginagaya ka, so don't mind them. But if it really bothers you, try to talk to them nicely, politely, and kind. Huwag mo na silang sigawan pa. Kasi wala naman, at the end point, wala naman tayong magagawa. But I would like to let you know na at the end of this day, our creator built us as a original one. Ginawa tayo ni Lord na may specific, unique purpose dito sa mundo. So don't die a copy. He has called us not to imitate someone else, but to become all that He wants us to be. Simply put, you were born an original. Don't die a copy. So, lahat tayo may kanya-kanya. Lahat tayo may sariling styles, ideas, lifestyle, kung paano tayo manamit, kung paano tayo mamuhay. Lahat tayo may originals. Lahat tayo may kanya-kanya. So, hindi na natin kailangan mangopya sa iba. But if you really have the lack of sense of yourself, kapag envy ka sa taong, kapag insecure ka at low yung self-esteem mo, kapag obsessed ka, you can copy someone, but not in a hindi yung lahat ikokopyahin mo sa kanya. Just try to be yourself. Try to have your own persona. Try to have your own try to gain your own confidence. Sabihin mo sa self mo na, ay, kaya ko to. Kaya ko naman pala na hindi ako nagkokopya sa iba. Bakit naman ako magkokopya sa iba if kaya ko naman pala sa sarili ko? So, try to think na you are in a position of that someone you are copying. Ano kaya mafe-feel mo kapag may tao ding nagkokopya sa'yo? Ano ba yung feeling na galit ka na kasi kinokopya ka niya? Bother ka din ba? It really bothers you? O magagalit ka? Or you're going to be calm? Or you're going to accuse that someone too na ginagaya ka niya? So, let's think about it. We are born original and we have our own. We are perfectly imperfect. Ginawa tayo ni God perfectly perfect. And we have a unique purpose dito sa world. So, I hope na may natutunan kayo sa topic natin ngayong gabi. Lalo na sa nag-suggest nito. I really don't know if it really bothers you pa rin. But I hope na wag mo nang pansinin kung ano mang toxic ang na feel mo sa taong ito. And I really hope that you're coping to do what's yours. Stand up. If alam mo sa sarili mo na wala kang ginagaya, wala kang inaapakan na iba, stand up. Be yourself, be your own. You have your own originality. Pabayaan mo na yung iba. Kokopyahin ka nila, hayaan mo na sila. Be proud of who you are. Then kalimutan mo na yung mga nakikita mo sa walls mo na ginagaya niya. So ayan. I hope na may natutunan yung mga nakinig ngayon gabi sa akin. So, thank you so much for dropping by and listening to this podcast. I'm really happy that I released my second episode tonight. So, don't forget to follow and stream me on Google Podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcasts, Breaker, Overcast, Bakit, Radio Public, and follow me on my social media accounts, on my Facebook page, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube channel, and yes, I'm still open for any topic suggestions, and you can also share me a little of your experiences para naman maisali ko siya sa next topic ko sa podcast ko. So, ayan, I'm really happy for those people who keep on supporting me, and thank you so much. Mahal ko talaga kayo lahat, mga friends ko. So, yan. I hope that you have all experience, then you have all learned something about this. So, I'm going to end it up here, and yes, good night.